Hey everybody, it's Kodan and welcome to our first Recruit Academy video. Here, we want you to be able to maximize your contributions to the Alliance, and we want you to have a lot more fun because the bigger your base, the more fun you have. Today, we're going to begin a series of 3 videos where we talk about managing key resources in the game, and specifically those resources are diamonds, stamina, and Alliance points. Today, we're speaking specifically about diamonds. I have been tracking my diamonds since I bought VIP status last month. I had 12,000 in the bank after purchasing that. And today, one day before I buy it again, I am currently sitting at 44,911 diamonds. So I picked up almost 33,000 diamonds this month. That's not including the ones that I have spent. Given what I'm purchasing on a weekly basis, I'm probably pulling in somewhere between 45 and 60,000 gems every single month. I'm going to show you how based on the workflow that I do every day at Server Reset. Most of this is probably stuff that you're doing, but maybe this will also show you a couple of things that you could be doing that you haven't thought of. So, Server Reset rolls around. First thing I'm going to do is head up to the top right of my screen under the Sale tab. I know what you're thinking. This is F2P. Why are we going to the Sale tab? Well, here's the thing. Under the very first tab, it's technically called the mall icon, is the daily sale. Now, this is where you can purchase hero shards. I'm sure we've all done this a time or two to try to hit that next level of hero. But at the very top is a blue chest called Daily Freebie. Click on that chest, you immediately get 10 free gems. Now, we're not done under this icon. We're going to go over to where it says Weekly Pass, and that same chest shows up there for an additional 10 free gems. Next, I'm going to my arena, and I'm going to go in there, and it looks like shocker of shockers, Half-Inch Warrior has done it again. He is ahead of everybody. I'm going to vote for him 3 times because that's going to give me 90 gems for doing that. Now, without batting an eye, we've already accumulated 110 gems today. So we're already on the positive, and we haven't even opened our mail to see what our gifts look like yet. Now, from there, I'm going to go down to the bottom left side of my screen, and there is an icon there that looks like a walkie-talkie. Technically, it is called your mission tab, but most of us know this as the daily task menu. Usually, the first task under season is something it wants you to try to complete today for some number of gems. Typically, that's 10. But under your daily tasks, you can see all of mine are in green because I haven't collected them yet. But there are over 110 gems in that menu alone. Now, you will notice that one of those, the big 50 there, requires an in-app purchase. So we're going to set that one aside and just call this 60 gems because that's not something you can rely on every day. But that's not the big haul under this tab. No. It's the small chests across the top, the ones that maybe you're forgetting to open. Now, the first 2 don't do anything for us, but the second one gives you an additional 20 gems. The third one gives you 30 gems, and the fourth one gives you 50 for an additional 100 gems. So by this point, for doing nothing at all, we have achieved 270 gems. Now, I'm going to go over to my Versus tab. Versus tab is where all the magic happens. Of course, we're always checking that during the day. And because I'm a diligent player and I'm trying to meet that 2.5 million minimum, I'm going to open chest number 40,000 through 2.5 million as fast as I possibly can. And for the trouble of doing that, I'm going to pick up an additional 250 gems for a total of 520. Next I'm going to do is start focusing on the daily arms race. Now, I know what you're thinking. The large chests in the daily arms race don't have any gems in them. You're correct. But they do have keys, and the keys open the little tiny chests up top. And in those small chests, you're going to find an additional 300 gems. There's 50 in the first chest, there's 100 in the second chest, and there is 200 in the third chest. So that's an additional 350 gems for a total of 860 gems, maybe as many as 900 gems, depending on whether or not you bought something that day. So already you're up somewhere between 26,000 and 30,000 gems a month just by doing that. Now, let's talk about how we're going to spend those gems. You see, the first thing that I'm going to do every single day is I'm going to go to my stamina menu and I'm going to buy that extra 100 stamina. The next thing I'm going to do is go over and check my mail and harvest the gems there and make sure I go to my inventory and pull them out of there because sometimes gems like to sit in your inventory under resources rather than going up and being calculated. So always want to check that. This is going to be my pool that I set aside every single month for VIP. So I need 10,000 gems to not pay $24.95 a month. And believe me, I'm cheap. I don't like paying $24.95 a month. So every single week, I'm going to make sure it's growing by 2,500. So at the end of the month, I have at least 10,000 gems so I can buy VIP status. But you'll notice that because I've been careful with how I spend them this month, I've more than tripled what I need for VIP. But before I get into how I did that, we're going to talk about other ways to pick up gems. We can join Doom rallies for Doom Elites. We can get first kill rewards on zombies. We can watch for digs and open our mystery boxes that are accumulated by doing daily secret missions. In fact, that's going to be your largest source of gems right there. In fact, that's where that legendary 5,000 gem drop shows up more often than not. The other thing I'm going to do is occasionally I'm going to make them a priority on truck raids. Now, here's how I evaluate a truck. After I've made sure it's the right server, after I've made sure that I think I can take on that player, the next thing I'm going to do is evaluate his truck. First thing I want to see, legendary crates. Legendary crate, I'm very interested. Second thing I want to see, hero shards. Third thing I'm looking at, do they have gems? Before alliance points, before anything else, and actually after that is alliance points and nothing else matters to me. Everything else is just kind of fluff. But those four things are what I'm looking for. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go under my season icon because there's a lot of gems just waiting for us there. I click on the season icon. I'm going to click on the goals, and you'll see individual and alliance goals. Looks like I've already claimed them all for today, but there's quite a few gems that are stacking up there. Also want to check the seasonal battle pass because if you've bought the battle pass, not only are you accumulating whatever you get in the first column, but there's a lot of gem pickups there. I'll talk more about that in a second. Realize that's not F2P. And the final thing that we're going to talk about is how we need to spend this pool of gems. VIP shop is your friend. Basically, here's the things that I'm buying in the VIP shop and only the things. Number one, every time the VIP shop refreshes, I'm going to spend the 60 diamonds each to buy the 550 stamina blocks. I'm going to use this as a secondary tier for purchasing 3-hour and 8-hour speed ups. First, those are coming out of my alliance points, but once I'm out of those in that store, I'm going to be buying them from the VIP shop. Not much else in the VIP shop that I would buy, but the prices are good enough to consider on those items. I never, ever, ever buy from the diamond shop because basically you're just throwing away gems there. The prices are too expensive. Okay, so that's the short course. That's what you need to know about using gems in this game. We'll talk about managing other resources in other videos. And until I see you then, have a good day and keep on playing.